This is the first episode in the construction of a crazy project. We decided to combine an old Volga 21 with a new Bugatti Chiron. What will come of this, time will tell. And we are starting. Enjoy watching. So this is the beginning of our next crazy project, which will be based on, or rather, will stand on a Ford Proba. More precisely, what will remain of it. Actually, this story began a couple of years ago when I stumbled upon this picture online. And all this time, the idea of building something like this wouldn't leave me alone. Indeed, one day, my friend Valera came to visit me, and I shared this idea with him. He said he would gladly join the project, and a month later, we were pushing the donor into the workshop. This is what you see on the screen. During the process, we revised the concept and decided that it would be much more interesting to combine not a Moskvich but a Volga 21 and take the rear part from a newer Bugatti model, not from the Veyron but from the Chiron. With this request, I approached the designer. The first version was made with the roof from the Volga and the second with the roof from the Bugatti. Without much hesitation, we settled on the second option. It's clear that buying a Bugatti just to take its base and rear part. We didn't do that, and the Ford was chosen for a reason. The wheelbase is almost the same as that of the Bugatti, and it also fits perfectly in terms of steel dimensions. Specifically, this Ford underwent major body repairs and its condition is quite good. But the previous owner didn't complete the restoration, which is why the car is in this state. This often happens when a project drags on for a couple of years. But for us, that's only a plus. In the end, there's much less dismantling, and the final cost is, of course, lower than that of an assembled kit. Overall, it's an excellent option for our purposes. The next step was to search for a 21st Volga. We found a decent option in a neighboring village. That's the one we're loading onto the tow truck. And we take it to the workshop. Since we only need the body panels, the technical condition doesn't matter at all. That's why a body for parts was purchased. The first thing we do is remove the hood, first from the Volga, then from the Ford. Since there's no clear instruction on how to cross a Volga with a Bugatti, especially on a Ford base, then, at this stage, everything is done preliminarily and with tack welding, as everything will have to be redone a couple of times anyway. First of all, we aligned the hood precisely in the center and decided to work from there. We took the original hinges from the Ford and connected them to the mounting points of the Volga's hood. As a result, we got a simple and reliable construction and a removable hood, which is very important. When the hood is in place, we remove it from the Volga, the remaining front-end elements. To integrate the grille, wings and bumper, we have to remove everything unnecessary that extends beyond the dimensions of the Volga panels. And after an hour of trimming and fitting, we attached the wing. Overall, everything came together. And we can say that we got away with minimal effort here. Now we just need to make the platforms on which the wings will rest. For this, a square profile was taken, and from there everything is clear without unnecessary words.
half a day of work, we have these platforms that are perfectly symmetrical with each other, which is evident when the hood is closed. I remind you that in the end we should have this kind of concept. And here the question arose about the name of this project. I suggest we come up with it together. We will choose the coolest option, name the project, and reward the author with a gift. I don't know what it should be, but we need to base it on these cars, namely the Volga and Bugatti. I'm waiting for suggestions in the comments. Thank you. The next step is to patch up what we have taken apart. A bit of sheet metal, a couple of hours of welding. And overall, everything looks more or less neat, almost like factory made. In order for the hood to open and close, we head back to the donor car. And with utmost precision, carefully dismantle this panel where the hood is originally located. Obviously, as you can see, the Ford lock will no longer be necessary, so we remove it and put it on the far shelf, after which many hours of fitting, but for you, in the process, is just a few minutes. Once we have clearly and precisely determined the location, we securely attach a grill to this panel for easier positioning and tack welding. To close all the gaps between the Ford panel and the Volga, we make about a dozen cardboard templates, which we then transfer onto metal, and the metal in turn is transferred onto the body. When all the patches are ready, we tightly secure the shelf with wire and start patching. After half a day of welding and half a day of cleaning, we have this result. Everything is precise, solid, and made of metal. All that's left is minimal puttying and priming. The Volga bumper from the factory fits onto this strange panel. We are mounting it to the body of the Ford. When the main structural elements are in place, we can proceed with the preliminary assembly, and at least get some idea of what we have. It later turned out that the horizontal line of the body doesn't quite align with the horizon of the fenders. So in the near future we will modify them a bit. And also work on relocating the wheel, as currently it doesn't fit into this arch at all. After assembly, we have this result, and simultaneously we are fully engaged in creating the mold for the rear part from Bugatti, but more on that in the next episode. Thank you for watching.